Hey everybody, my name is Angel Weiss, and many of you know me as like a voice in the crowd. You hear, comments that I post on things, and I know a lot of you know who I am. And during the course of this amazing thing with Queen of Your Own Life, and on top of that with Irma and this whole thing that's going on, and I'm on the back of a binge of 48 hours of nonstop writing, and I'm absolutely exhausted, and I'm not going to be able to sleep until I finally put this here on video in this place in this way, and I'll explain why during the course of it. But first, let me tell you that I'm not looking at the camera. I have no idea what I look like. I'm sorry. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sure I look like death, and I apologize for throwing my face in front of you looking like this. But if we can't laugh at our own ugliest moments, then what can we laugh at? And that's why we're here. That's what the Irma thing is about. So let me preface this by answering the question, why the video? And the answer is that I know that with the magic of the internet, which with the right people standing beside you, magic is possible. And I'm trusting that you are the right people to receive this message. In the background, I've got Adele 21 playing. I'd like to shout out to her publicly. Girl, you have done so much to heal the hearts and souls of people. We feel your pain, and we're here with you, and thank you for bringing us to this place. The message that I have to bring you now is that mental health is no joke. COVID infection causes psychotic breaks in people with fragile mental health. If you've ever had a psychotic break, you are in danger. Keep an eye on your loved ones and your aliens. Let me read to you something I've written. It's called The Gospel of Ganja Jesus, otherwise entitled How to Tell the World That You Were Sent on a Mission from God While Vomiting up alphabet soup in her face in front of 500,000 people, and do it without letting go of your life stream. This is a play in 3 parts by Bertie Daniels, which sometime I'll explain to you, but that's one of my pseudonyms. See me, your narrator, a beautiful young woman in a red dress standing high on a soapbox shouting poetry into the hearts and minds of the people who can change the world. I am here to change the world. It all starts with an essay that I wrote for a friend who was putting together a project called Letters from the Suicide Ward. I'd like to read you the letter. This is the beginning of part 1. I'm going to mark it with this so that I can see it later when I watch this video over again. So, here's the beginning of my play, part 1. I hope that comes out clearly. Hello, I'm Angel, and I'm writing to you from the suicide ward. I was invited here today to explain to those of you who care, or is that whom? I can never tell, they keep moving the goalpost. That is, I'm here to tell you, if you have the time to listen, why I tried to drown myself in the bathtub, and why I'm so glad that it's nearly impossible to drown yourself in a bathtub, and what this gift has done for me. Sitting here in this cold, hard chair, in this frigid room in a hospital. This chair is the kind that you used to use in elementary school, but adult size. You know the ones. Leaning over a long laminated table, just like the ones in the school lunchroom, my arm wrapped around this composition book, beginning yet another journal, and trying to shield it from shouts out everything he reads guy next to me so he doesn't keep spitting pieces of my truth into a room full of nutcases. And I'm pondering the meaning of everything with my head on my arm, doodling these words. And these are the words that I doodled. I don't know if this is going to come out backwards or how bad my writing is, but the question that I was asking myself is, who am I? Who am I? This is the story of how I found out. And don't worry, I made it home. And this was years ago. Not that you know it by my current surroundings. I don't even want to pan the camera around the room because this camera won't do this justice, but just trust me when I tell you it's not good. See, today I'm going back to the essay. I'm trying to, I may not be in an institution anymore, but the point is that I still live in a cold and institutional place. So I'm back to the essay. This is the essay that I wrote that day. See, today I met a god in a straitjacket. I was utterly devastated by my inability to use my own voice. I knew that I had a mighty story that needed to be told. I knew that I was more than skilled enough to tell it very well, but I didn't know how to meet anyone who would understand what I'm trying to do. Everyone told me I was insane. They tried to diagnose schizophrenia again. They bullied me into taking handfuls of poison for my own good. Now, don't get me wrong. These drugs are highly effective and the work they do is invaluable in treating psychosis. But I'm not psychotic. I'm psychic. Now bear with me. We all are. What storytellers do is examining the motives of others and you hold them up into the light and you praise their morals or shun them into non-existence. Storytelling is how you can sympathize, how you can empathize, how you can experience the plight of the slaves. And with the fight of those rare souls who are gifted with the ability to inflict emotion on another human being in just a few words. This gift of words is something that you understand because you have it also. And the most important thing you can do to further the healing of humanity is to share your stories of pain and glory. And I don't mean that in a small way. Your biggest pains and your biggest joys, we need to feel that. And that's what comedy does. So let me switch out of my I have something to prove, let me puke on you and show how worthy I am of this gift mode. To here is what I just learned after a good night's sleep about what happens when you try to speak in public in a transcendental state or how technical difficulties saved my life. And I'm sorry I lied when I wrote that because I had fully planned on going to bed, but apparently my work wasn't done and this kept on, and so I'm sticking with it. And so I moved back into my dimly lit living room. And I tell you, I'm sorry about the lighting. I did the best I could. And the problem is that in this place, I can't really run my TV, which is playing my Adele music, plus my laptop with the camera on. And on top of that, the overhead light, because what happens is eventually this is going to fritz out. And the last time it happened, I didn't have lights for like 2 days. So I'm taking a big risk right now, but this really has to be done.